everyone. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of listening to your gut feeling or your intuition. And this is important when dealing with your hiring or you're accepting a position. If you're an associate, you are dealing with patients, dealing with any decisions in general. Always listen to your gut instinct, especially if you have enough experience and your intuition. I'll explain to you why in these videos. First, for credibility, my name is Khaled. I have been a dentist for 20 years. I run my own dental practice, Lakeside Dental Spa in Hervey Bay in Queensland. I took it from 1 chair to 10 chairs, from 3 staff members to close to 40 staff members over the course of 14 years. And you can check my details below for credibility. So I wanna talk to you about. Let's take the example that you have enough experience now as a practice owner. Let's say 10 years experience as a practice owner, and you're hiring an associate, you're hiring an employee, a dental assistant, a front office, and during the interview you just got this gut instinct or your intuition that something is not right there, and you don't feel comfortable hiring this person, but you can't tell why. Or you're applying for a job position, you go for your interview, you meet the practice owner or the business owner, you sit down with them, they show you around, and during the interview and at the end of the interview, you feel that something is not right and you don't feel comfortable accepting the position for some reason. Sometimes it's your intuition is telling you something, and I want you to listen to it and believe it as well. Sometimes, most of the time, I think it's right, especially if you have enough experience. There's a book, I can't remember the name of the writer. I've read it many years ago during a scuba diving trip, actually. It was called Blink. And in this book, it's just showing many examples how, let's say they get someone who value like antiques or paintings, and they have 20 years experience as a valuer, and they can walk into a painting and in 1 second they can tell if it's fake or real, or they can tell you the value. And that's their intuition. But their intuition or gut instinct is based on thousands of calculations that's running in your brain in a fraction of a second. And all this, you basically just analyzing a lot of information, and then it sends a signal to your guts, and your guts have some neurocells as well, nerve cells there, that's enough to ignite some sort of thinking like, oh, something's off. So for example, you're going to a job interview, you walked in, you saw the business owner talking in a certain way to their staff in a really negative way, and that's like one fraction of a second. Then you walk in, there's some place that looked very dirty and really ignored. There's one DA that looks really miserable and her head is down and she just like looked really sad and tired. So your brain is just analyzing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You sit down with the practice owner, the way the body language is very closed. They interrupt you whenever you talk. They're really interested to talk about themselves more than they want to listen to your, what you want to talk about. You're just basically analyzing all of that, and your brain is taking all this information and making decisions that say, this is not the right job for me. Again, your interview, the employee coming from the interview, their body language, the way they talk, the way they sat down, the way they looked at you and acknowledged you, the way they interrupted you when you're explaining something, the way they only really interested to talk about themselves too much sometimes, or asking this question. Again, your brain is just analyzing all of that. But I want to be very cautious about something. This can also be used against you. So for example, your patient can walk into your room or your practice, and in a fraction of a second or in a blink can decide this is not the right dentist for me. It could be, as I said before, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you meet them, the way you greet them, the way there's a crack on your wall, the way there's a crack in your dental light, the way the scrubs look really tired, has hypochlorite stains everywhere. All this stuff, your patient is making thousands of calculations in a fraction of a second and deciding this is not the right place for me. So put yourself in the patient's shoes, or if you're interviewing, put yourself in the employee shoes as well and see what they're gonna see, what they're gonna feel, what they're gonna smell, what they're gonna, I wouldn't say taste, you're not gonna offer them any food, but if you're a restaurant, of course, what they're gonna taste. And then decide from there whether this will work for your favor or work against you. Because again, also on a blink of a second or on a blink, you can make a decision that this is the right hotel where you're gonna stay in, this is the right employee, this is the right place for me as well, because your brain analyzes thousands of factors in 1 second to decide, yeah, I trust this place, I trust this guy, I wanna be there. If you find this information helpful, please make sure you like and share this video with your friends and colleagues. If you wanna hear more about my videos, subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified when more videos are released. Thank you so much for listening to me, it means a lot to me. you.